The World Center of Racing, Daytona, Rolex 24, officially the kickoff of the sports car season in North America. If you ever have the opportunity to come down to this event, you absolutely should. It is the coolest sports car event in the States, for sure. Yeah, this shit's dope.
You forgot that the 24-hour was a 24-hour race?
Yeah.
Expand on that, please.
No, I'm gonna start over. What's up, guys? So last weekend we went to Florida for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Never been to a 24-hour race before. Didn't know what to expect. It was insane. I mean, the fact that these guys were racing for a full 24 hours didn't sink in until we were there 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, what he said. I can't believe that the Rolex 24 was a whole 24 hours. Who would have thought? Seriousness, it was an awesome event. It was such a super cool race to finally be able to see in person after watching it like at home on a screen for so long. Seeing like the real like all-out pace of a lot of those cars for the first time was really, really awesome. One of the other really cool things was the off-track action. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in the paddock. It was near the fan zone. It's like a fan zone concourse almost with a bunch of different cars.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
So behind me is a beautiful 67 Alfa Romeo Giulia TA. And these were the little two-door cars that Alfa Romeo made back in the 60s, the little like econo boxes basically. And then they souped them up and they went racing, and they were some of the most competitive touring cars ever built. On top of that, like the form met the function. Like these are some of the most beautiful racing cars and cars period ever. I love them to death. I need one. I need one now. Behind me is a Lola T70, and these cars are really cool in that they're kind of like a modern rendition of like a Dallara almost, where a privateer company or team would go to Lola and they would say, hey, we want like a mid-engine endurance race car, and they would be like, okay, you can pick a Chevy V8, a Ford V8, or an Aston Martin V8, and then they would build you this car. This one is actually a Chevy V8 powered car, came out of Australia. Yeah, they're really unique cars. Charlie, as our resident British automotive enthusiast, what is your opinion on this Aston Martin Vantage?
Trash.
Fantastic.
But it's cool, so that you win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But obviously, it's not running.
It sounds about British automotive.
Yeah. But it's the coolest thing here for sure. So.
Exactly. Wait, but what if I told you that it's actually the same engine as?
I don't even care. I'm leaving.
Oh, on top of that, there was also the Garage 56 NASCAR that was taken to Le Mans by NASCAR, and that thing was really, 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 really neat to see in person. And when we were looking at it, Jensen Button was actually letting people sit in the car. So that was really cool to see.
That's pretty wild. I had no idea who Jensen Button was, but then everyone's like, yo, and I'm like, why is there a crowd around this NASCAR right now?
I feel like the crowd was like justified for the car, but also with the driver, people were like,
yeah. I was like, something's going on. Before the actual 24-hour race, there's the Michelin Pilot Challenge, which is the 6-hour race, and we got a chance to catch up with one of GRIDLIFE's drivers, Tom O'Gorman, who finished 4th in that race. It was nice to see a familiar face, you know, in like this foreign IMSA world.
Totally. It was great to watch you. How does it feel?
I don't know how to feel.
Okay.
For context, we had a slow car. We'll just say we had a slow car, and we went with a fuel saving strategy that was just in prayer that other cars would run out of fuel. We finished 4th. All 3 cars in front of us ran out of fuel within the first 2 turns of the cooldown lap. So it's like when it's that close, you don't know how to feel. But it's also like, I know what I feel good about. The crew, the team, everybody, they beat everybody in the pits every single time. We are the smallest team with the oldest car, and we made everybody else look like they have stuff to learn when it comes to everything but making that car go a little faster. So
Right on. That's
I'm
awesome.
really
to hear.
proud of everybody, but you know, it's like so close. You know?
Yeah. How does this compare to like 800 horsepower time attack car at Midwest?
It's totally different in the sense of your goal at Midwest, obviously, like burn it down 1 lap. That's all you get. Here, especially when you realize like there's times where you just know you have a slower car and you completely pivot on strategy. The other part is in time attack, up to the point that you get on the track, there may be others involved, but when you get on track, it's just you. And here, like I said, we have 10 people that make the race run, and I'm just one of them. There's 2 other drivers and 8 pit crew and all that stuff. So it's very, very different in like the length of thought and the execution that goes into that versus doing what 124. I think is the fastest I've done there.
Yeah.
So it's way different.
That's so fast, right, Jimin? All right, once again.
Hey, wait, let me say on here, professional awesome. Let's bring it back out. We can do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Professional awesome. Let's do it.
Call him out. Yeah.
All right. Sweet. Once again, thank you so much, Tom. Congratulations. Thank you. Go get some rest, dude. Sure, the paddock is super fun. There's a lot going on, a lot of food to eat, a lot of cars to look at. And it's also great to see people that we know. But we were there to see a motor race. And oof, we saw one.
Day 3, we're on like 2 hours of sleep. There's like 30 minutes left in the race, and Charlie and I end up in the hot pits. Like, it's so hectic back there. We're literally in everyone's way. Everyone's trying to finish out this race. We have no idea what's going on.
Got this guy's way. Stay out of the way. We're getting pretty intense in that tent. It's probably where like all the people that aren't supposed to be back here right now. Like none of these guys should be back here, you know? Oh my gosh. So all these people are also in the way. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Totally in the way. Totally in the way of this guy. That looks intense in there. Caution tape. All right. It's gonna be a long walk. It looks pretty rowdy that way. So let's go. Should we just go in one of these tents and be like really in the way? This dude do his job. Everyone's working so hard and we're just literally around. Yep, we're coming. I don't think we're gonna get to see the end, which is gonna be pretty funny that we came here to see this race and we're gonna miss it. I also keep waiting like any second for one of these dudes to see us and be like, hey, you obviously don't belong back here, and kick us out. So of course we're like walking around where we shouldn't have been, and we picked a random tent to come into, and that tent happened to be next to the guys who won the whole event, so that's pretty great. And now the car's gonna come in here and they're probably gonna let me drive it.
So I thought it was crazy while the race was going on. So the race ends, and then somehow it gets more insane, and Charlie and I end up in the middle of Ferrari's team as they're on their way to Podium. And like there's millions of dollars worth of people around us, and we like are sticking out like sore thumbs. We're sticking out like Thor. So we're sticking out like sore thumbs. Like we have no right being there. And so Charlie and I get split up. He ends up in the Podium. Like,
I don't know how I got back here, but I'm just gonna film this stuff. This is Team Ferarri. They just won this whole event. Deep where I shouldn't be. But yeah, dude. Like, look, Preacher's stuck over here behind the gate. He didn't make it in. Persian's gonna be pretty jealous. I'm actually gonna put my phone down so I don't look like such an idiot.
From there, Charlie ends up at the actual podium. Like there's confetti literally falling on top of him. I'm outside of the fence looking in, like, what is going on right now? But like in that moment though, with the confetti falling, it was just so surreal, and it was just like so cool to be part of that experience. And like, you know, like everything just looked amazing. Like it was the perfect end to like a great weekend. Like the 24 is really a genuine experience, and like I highly recommend it to anybody.
I don't know. I was certainly crying, I think, when the race started. Like I don't know, something about it. I just had never really experienced like real multi-class racing in person, and it was magical. I gotta go again. 100%.
For this vlog, hope you guys like what you saw. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see next. We're coming out with vlogs every week now, you know, like if you want to see something, let us know. Hit us up. Make sure you like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. And we'll see you next time.